Oh boy, the loons. Are we gonna have a party?
Well, no, but you just wait and you'll see what we're going to use them for. You know, this week, Trixie, I've been reading the Bible about the different things that happened around Easter time.
Did you read about Henry?
Henry?
Yeah, Henry the Easter Bunny.
Trixie, the Bible doesn't tell us about the Easter Bunny. It tells us about different things that Jesus did. And he did some pretty surprising things.
You know, he did a very surprising thing for me this week.
Well, tell us about it. What happened?
Well, as you know, I've been kind of impatient with people.
Oh, boy, we know that.
Well, I asked Jesus to help me learn to be patient, and he told a surprise on me.
What in the world did he do?
He brought Mary Green into my classroom at school, and boy, do I have to be patient with her.
You got to be careful what you ask God for. But the things I'm thinking of took place very shortly after Jesus came back to life again.
What kind of things?
Well, it just seemed like he would pop up out of nowhere. People would be someplace and Jesus would pop up, and then another place he'd pop up somewhere else. And it's like poof here and poof there. And you never keep track of where he was going.
Poof! Does that have anything to do with these balloons?
I think you better just hold on to your patience, okay? You'll find out in a minute. The first episode happened right around the tomb where Jesus was buried.
Yeah, that's when the ladies went to the tomb and discovered it was empty.
That's right. And then they ran back to where the other disciples were and told them about it.
And that's when Peter and John ran back to the tomb with Mary Magdalene, and they saw that it really was true. The tomb was empty, and they were kind of sad because they didn't understand about it.
That's right, but Mary stayed there to cry.
Yeah, because she thought the soldiers had taken Jesus' body.
That's right. But all of a sudden...
What was that?
That was a poof.
Oh, okay.
All of a sudden, there was Jesus standing right in front of her, telling her and showing her that he was very much alive.
Boy, I sure bet she was so excited.
And Jesus told her to go back to the disciples and tell them what she had seen.
And she was so excited to tell them, right?
Absolutely.
I think I know what the second episode was.
Where's that?
On the road to Emmaus.
Oh, okay. Well, since you brought it up, why don't you start telling us about it?
Well, the Bible says these two people were walking on the way to Emmaus, talking about the things that had happened during the day. And I think it was Cleopas in his life that the Bible was talking about. And they were talking about how the ladies had come from the tomb and said it was empty, and they couldn't understand what was going on when all of a sudden, right? You did it again.
Right, it was poof. There was Jesus walking along beside them.
I bet they were so excited.
Well, they didn't recognize him.
They didn't recognize Jesus.
No, they thought he was a stranger because it seemed like he didn't know what had been going on these past few days. So Jesus asked them to tell him.
And he told them all about the things that happened to Jesus and what the lady said about the tomb being empty and everything.
That's right, he did. And
so what did he tell them after they told him all that?
Well, he said that they were of little faith and very slow to believe. And then he gave them a Bible study.
A Bible study on the road to Emmaus?
That's right. He told them all the Bible verses in the Old Testament that pertained to the Messiah and the things that would happen to him, and showed how everything that happened to Jesus the past few days was told about long before it happened.
Boy, what a Bible study. I sure wish I could have been there.
You and a lot of other people. Well, when they came to the little village of Emmaus, it seemed like Jesus was going to walk on. But they asked him to stay for supper.
That's right, and he did, and Mrs. Cleopas made a good supper, and as they sat down, Jesus took a piece of bread and broke it and gave it to them with a blessing. And right, that's when they knew who it was. Their eyes were opened, and they knew that was Jesus sitting there before them. Boy, I bet they got up and hugged him to pieces.
Well, they couldn't because...
Poof! Oh, that scares me.
Right, poof! He was gone.
You mean he disappeared?
Yes, he disappeared.
So what did the couple do?
Well, they got their cloaks back on and they ran all the way. Can you imagine running 7 miles? 7 miles back to Jerusalem to tell the disciples all the things that had happened to them.
Wow, that was amazing.
And they just about got through telling their story when...
There you go again.
There he was, right in front of them, right in the midst of them. Now, let me ask you, Trixie, if you had seen someone die and got buried, and then all of a sudden they're standing there in front of you alive, what would be the thing you would think about? Ghosts! That's right. And that's what a lot of the disciples thought Jesus was. But the Bible tells us that he told them in many infallible proofs that he was alive and well on planet Earth.
Whoa, that was such a story.
And it's a true story.
Yeah, my Savior is alive even today. Alive, alive, my Savior is alive. He lives forevermore. The sting of death is o'er, and I in him have everlasting life. My Savior is alive.
Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter, and God be with you.